The last couple of years have almost been unbearable from a weather standpoint. When you go back to 2016 and think about Hurricane Matthew and the devastation that that brought at a time that we were already into depressed prices in commodities, but then to have the crops destroyed, reduced yields, so that in itself I think started the bad run that we've had. Then we come along to this past year, 2018, and we had Hurricane Florence, and the devastation that I saw during and after Florence is undescribable. The crops underwater, farm buildings underwater, and with this comes a loss of income and a loss of the ability to pay back loans that most of these farmers have. So when you put, tariffs, trade wars, low commodity prices, terrible weather, you put all of that together and it's an untenable situation. And farmers take great pride in what they do. So, what I've been trying to stress with farmers that I'm meeting with is, there's no shame in this. This is something that you could not change. This is something that it's an act of God. And, you've got to prepare for what's going to happen in the future, good or bad. This farm is a part of me. I have spent probably 40, 45 years building this farming operation, buying the land, building the building. So, it's an inherent part of me. And, I consider it to be that way, and farmers feel that way about their farm, that dirt, that soil, that's something that they revere. It's something that they take great pride in, and the crops are the same way. They take pride in raising the best crop that they can possibly raise every year. So it's a little bit different than going to work every day, because the work is home, and home is work, and you can't separate the two. Well, I think the good part of it is we've been able to increase yields. We're much more productive. One farmer now feeds 155 people. But with that comes more responsibility, in a lot of cases more debt, certainly more work, and more intensity. And that intensity is what builds into the stress that you see today in the farming operations that are out there. There's a lot more maybe to be gained, but there's a lot more to lose when you go through the things that we've been through the past 3 or 4 years. Well, the farm stress to me, is something that is part of the job. And when something comes along like the experience that I had in 1995, I had a totally drowned tobacco crop of about 130 acres. I lost a whole crop of wheat, never got to plant soybeans, and at the end of the year, it was awful. The way that I dealt with it was family, church, community, and that is what keeps us all going. When I can get home and see Sharon, and of course I'm a dog lover, I've got 2 puppies. When the puppies greet me at the door, they don't care if my day has been successful or not. That's a relief. And I know in my case, after 1995, for about a whole year, I thought about what could I have done different to change this. And after I did all of the analysis that I could do about the farming operation, what I had done, the answer was I couldn't have changed anything. So when you get to the point that you did your best, you can't change it, you've got to accept it, and you got to move forward, then that in itself is a sense of relief. But till you get to that point, though, you're always questioning decisions, even decisions on borrowed capital. You're questioning production decisions. Could I have planted 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks later? Would that have changed it? You can't look back. The things that you can't change are the things that you've got to accept. Well, I saw in recently meeting with farmers whose corn crops have been destroyed by heat, you know, they're in a phase now of real anguish. But I think the best thing that they all can do is step back right now, try to relax a little bit, be with your family, be with your members of your church, your community, and don't try to make decisions at the height of the disaster. That's the worst thing that you can possibly do. This crop will end. We'll know exactly how bad things are at that point. But also, as a farmer myself, I would recommend that these farmers do start dealing with their creditors as quickly as possible to let them know, you know, what the situation is on the farm out there, what the possible situation could be, and work toward, you know, what is going to be the best for me and my family. Sometimes, you know, the best thing you can do is accept it and try to start over again. And that's the hardest thing in the world for a farmer to do. A farmer can never give up. And that probably is going to be one of the biggest problems we're going to see, is the ability not to give up.